Hi, my name is Diana, and this is my interviewee.
Hello, my name is Nick.
Okay, my topic is gesture dance, and I'm gonna ask you some question about that.
Okay.
Okay, could you briefly introduce yourself and your experience with gesture dance?
Okay. I'm just a regular college student. As for gesture dance, I wasn't interested in it at first. My girlfriend asked me to do it with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you briefly describe your first experience with gesture dance?
Oh, she saw a video clip and she asked me to do it with her.
Your girlfriend?
Yes, my girlfriend. And I think it was very awkward at first. But she kept telling me that it was super easy and eventually,
Give it a try.
I give it a try.
How did you feel after filming it?
Surprisingly, it was very enjoyable. At first, I think it was very silly, but once you get into it, you may find it very interesting.
Do you continue doing gesture dance after that?
Yes, but not very often. Sometimes my girlfriend sees something interesting, and I'm just gonna to
Film it with
film it
her.
with her. And occasionally, I just give it a try if I see something interesting.
Okay, yeah. Do you usually imitate others or do you add your own creativity?
Mostly imitation, because gesture dance is fixed. So I just add some interactions and change some moves sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough. What motivates you to keep participating in gesture dance?
Mostly it was because of my girlfriend, because she's very interested in it.
Yeah. Girls always do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, if the final video turns out to be successful, I feel a sense of achievement.
Yeah. So, do social media responses like likes and comments influence you?
Yes, definitely. It made me happy,
So, it's the only reason.
and maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do you interact with others through gesture dance, such as commenting or collaborating?
Sometimes I comment on others, but as for collaborating, no, I usually do it with my girlfriend.
Okay. So, do you feel like you are a part of the community through gesture dance?
Yes, because everyone is doing the same, so it creates the feeling that everyone is in the same trend.
Okay. So, how do you think gesture dance trends spread?
Mostly it's platform algorithm.
And also the imitation.
Yes,
Yeah.
because when one video get popular, everyone copy it.
Yeah. So it spread very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think gesture dance is just entertainment or something more like culture?
I think it's more than entertainment, because people keep participating in it, and it has patterns, and it keep evolving. So it made me feel like it was a online culture.
Yeah. Finally, the last question.
Okay.
What does participating in gesture dance mean to you?
Oh, for me, it was more. Maybe it's just a way to spend time with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
but also a way to record moments in our daily life.
Yeah, okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned that before filming your first gesture dance video, You mostly saw yourself as a viewer rather than someone who actively created content online. I think that distinction is really interesting because many people spend hours consuming social media content every day without actually participating themselves. Could you tell more about what felt different between watching Gesture Dance videos and becoming part of one? Did participating change the way you understood social media culture or the people who create this kind of content online?
Um, Before participating, gesture dance videos felt very distant from me. I watched them mostly as entertainment, and I never imagined myself becoming one of the people making these videos. And I think when you are only watching, creators almost feel like a separate group of people who are naturally confident or comfortable online. But after filming one myself, I realized that the process was actually much more casual and ordinary than I expected. It has stopped feeling like something only internet people do. I also started noticing how much effort even short videos require, including practicing, filming multiple takes, and editing. Participating made me feel less separated from online culture because instead of only consuming trends, I was actually contributing to them in a small way.
Yeah, that's interesting because once you cross the line from viewer to participant, social media probably feel less distant and more personal.
Yeah, definitely. It feels more interactive at that.
So did you start paying more attention to how other people make videos too?
Yeah, I noticed details more after participating myself.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I think social media often creates the illusion that content appears instantly and effortlessly, when in reality, even simple videos involve a lot of invisible work behind them. And I also think that once people move from watching to participating, they start thinking differently about visibility online in general.
Yeah, definitely. Before, I never really thought about how much work went into short videos.
So which is kind of interesting because people online always say things like it's just a short TikTok, as if that means no effort is involved.
Yeah, but even short videos can take a long time.
Yeah. You also mentioned earlier that filming yourself initially felt awkward or embarrassing. I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling, especially because social media makes people feel constantly visible and exposed to judgment. Could you explain more about why posting yourself online felt uncomfortable at first? Was it more about worrying what strangers might think, was it more about how your friends and people you already know would react to seeing you participating in something like Gesture Dance?
I think it was mostly about worrying how people I knew would react. Strangers online feel less real sometimes, but when classmates or friends see your videos, it feels more personal. I was worried people might think that it looked silly or strange, especially because I wasn't used to performing on camera. But after posting the first video, I realized most reactions were actually positive or playful rather than judgmental. That changed my perspective a lot. I think many people imagine online participation is more risky than it actually is. Once I became more comfortable, recording videos stopped feeling embarrassing and it started feel more like a fun social activity. I also realized that many other people participating in trends probably felt nervous at first too.
Yeah, I think that fear of looking awkward online is actually really common.
Yeah, especially at the beginning.
And social media somehow makes people feel both extremely visible and also extremely anonymous at the same time.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Humans invented apps specifically designed around public judgment and then act surprised when everyone feels anxious using them. Incredible
Hmm.
systems.
Honestly, yeah,
I think that's really interesting because online trends often look very casual from the outside, but emotionally, there's still a level of vulnerability involved in posting yourself publicly. And once people receive positive feedback, participation can start feeling rewarding rather than stressful,
yeah. Positive reactions definitely change the experience.
especially because social media platforms constantly measure reaction numerically.
Exactly.
So something else that seems really important in online participation is social validation. Platforms constantly show numbers like likes, views, comments, and shares, and those numbers can influence how people feel about their content. Do you think gesture dance participation is partly motivated by wanting recognition or attention online? And if so, do you think that changes whether the participation feels junior and meaningful?
I think recognition definitely plays a role, even if people do not always admit it openly. Positive reactions makes participation feel rewarding because they create a sense that other people noticed and appreciated what you made. When a video gets comments or likes, it encourages you to participate again because you feel connected to other users. At the same time, I do not think wanting attention automatically makes participation fake or meaningless. People can genuinely enjoy making videos while also enjoying positive feedback. Those things are not mutually exclusive. Social media naturally combines self-expression with visibility, so I think gesture dance participation is usually motivated by a mixture of enjoyment, curiosity, social interaction, and validation rather than just one single reason.
Yeah, I think people online often pretend attention doesn't matter to them, even though these platforms are literally designed around visibility.
Yeah, attention is definitely part of the experience.
And honestly, wanting recognition is pretty normal human thing.
Exactly.
So Um, and I think social media culture often encourage people to separate authentic enjoyment from wanting attention, even though in reality those things really overlap, especially platforms built around visibility. That also connects to another criticism people often make about gesture dance trends in general.
Yeah, definitely.
The one criticism people often make about gesture dance is that it seems repetitive because many users are performing the same movements and using the same music. Some critics argue that repeating trends is not really creative because people mostly copying existing content instead of inventing something original. So after participating yourself, how would you respond to that criticism? Do you think imitation and creativity can exist together in online culture?
Um, I understand why some people see gesture dance as repetitive because on the surface, many videos look very familiar, similar. But after participating, I think there is still creativity involved, even within repetition. Different people bring different energy, expressions, editing styles, camera angles, and interactions into their videos. Even if the movements stay mostly the same, the overall feeling of the performance can still change depending on who is doing it. I also think participation itself is part of the appeal. People are not always trying to create something completely original. Sometimes they enjoy contributing to a shared trend or collective experience. So I would not separate imitation and creativity completely because online participation often combines both at the same time.
So the creativity comes less from inventing something entirely new and more from personal interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's interesting because culture in general often works through repetition and remixing anyway.
Definitely.
So I think what is interesting about online participation is that people often start casually, almost accidentally, and then suddenly realize that they've been a part of a much larger digital culture. And nobody really wakes up thinking that today I will participate in participatory culture. People usually just open TikTok because they are bored, which is honestly how half of the modern society function at this point.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of participation starts casually.
And I wanted to ask more about the idea of casual participation. After you starting filming gesture dance videos occasionally, did participating become part of your normal social media habits? In other words, did gesture dance eventually stop feeling like a special activity and start feeling an ordinary part of using platform like Douyin?
Um, yeah, I think over time, it definitely started feeling more normal. At the beginning, filming a gesture dance felt like a big thing because I was very aware of the camera and how people might react. But after participating a few times, it started feeling more casual and integrated into everyday social media use. Sometimes my girlfriend would send me a trend, and instead of overthinking it, we would try filming it for fun. I think repetition changed the experience a lot. Once participation becomes familiar, people stop seeing themselves as outsiders and start feeling more comfortable contributing content themselves. That's also when social media becomes more interactive because you are no longer only consuming trends but actively responding to them.
So participation gradually becomes habitual rather than unusual.
Yeah, exactly.
And habits are powerful online because platforms are designed around repetition and routine. So it's
Yeah.
interesting because people often think participation requires strong motivation, but sometimes it develops simply through repeated exposure and normal daily use.
Yes, I think that's true.
And I also think that repetition changes how people emotionally related to the trends. At first, participation might feel embarrassing or uncomfortable, but after seeing similar content constantly, it starts feeling socially acceptable or even expected. Online culture really does normalize things extremely quickly.
Yeah, trends start feeling normal after a while.
Another thing I want to ask about is authenticity online. Some people argue that social media participation can feel performative because users are always aware of being watched by others. Do you think gesture dance participation feels authentic, or does it sometimes feel more like performing for an audience?
I think it can be both at the same time. People are definitely aware of the audience when they film videos, especially on public platforms. But that does not necessarily make the experience fake. Even if people care about how they appear online, they can still genuinely enjoy participating. I think social media naturally combines performance and authenticity together. For example, when filming Just a Dance with my girlfriend, we still had fun, even though we were aware that the videos might be seen by other people. The environment itself was real, but we were also thinking about presentation, timing, and how the video would look online. So I do not think authenticity disappears just because people are performing publicly.
That's interesting because people often treat real enjoyment and performance as opposite, even though social interaction usually involves both.
Yeah, exactly.
Even offline, people adjust how they behave depending on who is surrounding them.
Definitely.
And I think humans love pretending they only perform online, as if real life isn't also full of presentation and self awareness.
Yeah, that's true, honestly.
I think another interesting about gesture dance is that participation often happens in very ordinary environments. Unlike traditional media production, people are usually filming in bedrooms, dorms, classrooms, or outside with friends. That everyday quality seems really important because it makes online participation feel integrated into normal life instead of separated from it.
And yeah, definitely. It feels very casual most of the time.
So, could you tell more about that everyday aspect of participation? Do you think the ordinary environments where gesture dance videos are filmed affect the way people understand or relate to the content online?
Yes, I think the ordinary settings are a big reason why gesture dance feels relatable to so many people. Most videos are not filmed in professional studios or highly produced spaces. Instead, people record themselves in places that looks familiar and realistic, like dorm rooms, kitchens, classrooms, or public spaces with friends. That makes participation feel more accessible because viewers can easily imagine themselves doing the same thing. The casual environments also make the video feels more personal and authentic. Even when users are participating in highly repetitive trends, I think social media culture today often values relatability more than professionalism. And Just Dance reflects that really clearly because ordinary users become visible creators in everyday spaces.
So, the setting itself helps reduce the distance between creators and viewers.
Yeah, definitely.
Viewers probably feel less intimate.
Mm.
So viewers probably feel more authentic when the video look casual and ordinary rather than highly polished.
Yeah,
Which which
exactly.
is which is interesting because older media culture usually emphasize professionalism, while social media often rewards relatability, relatability, related instead.
Yeah, I think relatability matters much more online now.
Humanity collectively decided that filming hand movement beside a messy bed feels more trustworthy than professional production. Somehow the genuinely became the dominant communication style online.
Yeah, honestly.
I also think related connects closely to imitation because people are more likely to recreate content that feels achievable within their own daily life. At the same time, repeated imitation can sometimes create pressure to participate, even when users are not fully interested.
Yeah. Mm.
So, earlier you mentioned that your girlfriend encouraged you to participate for the first time. Do you think social pressure or peer influence plays a major role in gesture dance participation more generally? In other words, do people sometimes participate partly because they feel expected to join trends that everyone around them is already engaging with?
Yes. Oh, I definitely think peer influence is important. Social media trends often become part of group interactions, especially among friends or classmates. When everyone around you is talking about a trend, sharing videos or filming together, participating starts feeling socially encouraged, even if nobody forced you. I think many users join trends partly because they want to feel included in shared experiences. That does not necessarily mean participation is fake, but it does show that online participation is influenced heavily by social environments. Um, in my own experience, I probably would not have filmed a Just Dance alone at first, but participating with someone else made the experience feel easier and more socially comfortable.
So participation often depends on relationships and group dynamics rather than purely individual interests.
Yeah, definitely.
And once the trends become socially widespread, not participating can almost feel more noticeable rather than participating.
Yes.
So this is fascinating because online participation often looks voluntary on the surface, but socially there can still be subtle pressure involved.
Yeah, I think that's true.
We just talk a lot about participation as something social and collective, but I also think that there's an interesting tension between participating because you genuinely enjoy something and participating because the platform constantly encourages the engagement. But social media makes the trends feel fun and spontaneously. But at the same time, the entire system is built to keep users active for as long as possible, which is very comforting thing to realize that after spending 4 hours scrolling videos at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. Platforms really encourage constant participation.
And I want to ask what about why people keep turning to gesture dance trends even after the excitement of a trend starting fading? So do you think participation is partly connected to escapism or stress relief? For example, do gesture dance videos sometimes function as a way for users to relax, distract themselves, or temporarily escape from the academic pressure, work, or everyday responsibilities?
Um, yes, I definitely think dress dance can function as a form of escapism or stress relief for many people. A lot of users participate casually during free time because the videos are short, entertaining, and emotionally light compared to other aspects of daily life. Filming gesture dance with friends or partners can feel relaxing because the activity itself is playful and social, rather than highly serious. I also think trends provide temporary distraction from stress because participation focuses attention on music, movement, filming, and interaction instead of responsibilities or pressure. Even though the videos may look simple from the outside, the process of participating can still create enjoyment and emotional release. In that sense, gesture dance becomes integrated into people's daily routines, not only as entertainment, but also as a way of managing emotions and social connection.
So participation is not always driven by creativity or visibility alone. Sometimes it's simply about enjoyment and emotional relief, which
Yeah,
honestly makes sense because a lot of online culture is built around small repetitive activities. People used to decompress after stressful days.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, gesture dance seems especially suited to that because it combines music, humor, movement, and interaction in a very low pressure format.
Yeah, it feels easy to participate casually.
Yeah, so it's interesting because critics often dismiss trends as meaningless distractions, but distractions themselves can still serve important emotional or social functions for people.
Yeah,
So human beings really love pretending leisure activities need more grand intellectual justification before they are allowed to matter culturally. Meanwhile, entire civilization were built around festivals, dancing, and collective entertainment. Fascinating selective memory there.
yeah, honestly, that's true.